Hey everyone, welcome back. So, I tried to do this video, I think like a week or two ago, and my internet, wouldn't let me do it. I couldn't jump into matches, so I couldn't exactly show an example of the deck. Anyways, let's get on with it. So, today we are looking at Chronomaly, which is one of my favorite archetypes of all time. And honestly, with the new support, Chronomaly is not bad. So let's look at the deck list here. So we're playing 3 Aztec Mask Golem because he's just insane. So what Aztec Mask Golem does is he is not once per turn. And if you activate a Chronomaly spell card previously this turn, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only control one Chronomaly Aztec Mask Golem. But that's not a big deal because this deck is going to be spamming Xyz, Links, Synchros, whatever you need, just like that. I did consider dropping Crystal Wing and the Gorgonic because honestly, Crystal Wing just isn't that easy to summon in this deck, and the Gorgonic doesn't come up too often because it does require 2 level 3 monsters. Wait. Why am I running this thing? It requires level 3 monsters. Level 3 rock type monsters. Why am I running that thing? Why? Oh well. I wouldn't have a better thing to replace it with right now anyways. So, we are also playing 3 Maui. Chronomaly Maui is, well, it's sort of like a reverse Cyber Dragon. Or, well, I guess it's closer to a level 5 Blackwing. In the sense that if you control any other face-up Chronomaly monster, you can special summon it from your hand in defense position, and this is not once per turn. 2 Sprocket, in my opinion, before the new support, was the best card. Because it's a searchable Foolish Burial and a level 4 monster you can use to go into your other monsters with. That's really, really good. Babylon, just because it helps take advantage of your graveyard to swarm more. This is one of the new cards, Palace Triathlon. This is basically an archetypal double summon and overlay regen in one card. Technology, it's a little bit awkward. I really want to drop it for something else, honestly, because what it does is target one Chronomaly monster in your graveyard, banish it. Then look at the top 2 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand and send the other to the graveyard. You can only activate one Chronomaly technology per turn. That sounds okay, right? Until you read the last bit. You cannot special summon any monsters during the turn you activate this card except Chronomaly monsters. So basically, Chronomaly technology leaves you with the new Xyz Vyama pass. That's it. And if you don't get the cards you need to make it, you're screwed. If you can't get Golden Jet plus another level 4 on the field, or get 2 level 5s on the field, in any way, shape, or form, it screws you over. And what it does isn't all that overpowered. Like, there's so many other cards that can boost your consistency. It might be better to just add a couple more Emancipators and drop technology completely, because that effect can really shut you down. Mangala Globe is truly, truly insane. So what this card does is, it does eat your normal summon, unfortunately, but by tributing it, you can special summon one Chronomaly monster from your deck. And if this card is in your graveyard, except the turn it was sent there, you can banish one Chronomaly card from your graveyard, except Chronomaly Mangala Globe. Add this card to your hand. So it's a recurring summon from deck. If you have this thing in hand, every turn, you can basically replace it with another card from your deck. That's really, really good. And it doesn't lock you out or anything. Its only cost is banishing a Chronomaly from your graveyard, which a lot of your most powerful cards do require banishing Chronomalys from the graveyard. And that's why Tooth Rocket and Foolish Burial, Card Destruction, these cards are really, really good. Crystal Skull is just discard to add a Chronomaly monster to your hand. Only cost in order to activate this card is you have to control a Chronomaly monster, which half the deck is Chronomaly monsters. One of the new trap, it helps on occasion, but it's not typically that useful. It just isn't. And I'm not playing Crystal Bones in this deck because, well, Crystal Bones costs you your Crystal Skull search, and it can brick you just to have access to rank 3, when rank 3 isn't terribly powerful. I don't know why I never noticed this Gorgonic is level 3. It needs to go, rank 3, because I can't make it. Okay, I can't summon Gorgonic Guardian. Crystron half Lilobrax, because he's not that broken exactly anymore, but he does give you access to your Crystal Wing. This is the only way you can make Crystal Wing in this deck. Well, there's another way, to make Brionic and then use another Emancipator, a level 2 Emancipator, to synchro into Crystal Wing. But the ideal way is to use Crystron half Lilobrax, make Crystron Quanax. I am butchering these names, I know it. And then combine Quanax with any of your level 4 monsters to make Crystal Wing. And get an insane negate on your opponent's turn. So your opponent could try to negate you, and then that move is pretty much screwed. But most of this deck kind of dies if it loses its normal summon. We're playing Foolish Burial, of course, because we need cards in the graveyard to activate our most powerful effects. We are playing 9 Emancipators. 9. Because Emancipators are a very effective engine in this deck, because everything but your Mangala Globe and your Golden Jet are rock. So it pretty much gets you any... Oh, and your Neverdisc. So any of your other monsters can be summoned off of your Emancipators. Emancipators special summon themselves off of each other, and they give you access to some powerful cards like the Search of Lilobrax to give you advantage and go into Crystal Wing or Brionic. Well, you can't go into Brionic with Lilobrax specifically, but it helps you get at the tuners you need to do it. And the Emancipators are soft once per turns. If you make another Emancipator, you can pop off with the effect. And the Caro figure is one of the newer Chronomalys. He's one of the new support cards. And basically, he's a recurring level 5 material, but he's also a recurring stop destruction for your Chronomaly monsters hand trap, which isn't bad. Tula Guardian, because he can brick you, which You know what? I think I'm gonna replace one of my technology right here with terraforming because Chronomaly City Babylon is just so helpful. Yeah, give me a second to do that. Hang on here. So, I would replace it with 2 terraforming, but unfortunately, terraforming is limited to 1, so I can't. I don't know what to replace the other technology with. The pots are banished, so that doesn't help me at all. But yeah, so the emancipators are just there to give you more card advantage. Now, one thing I do have to mention. With Palace Triathlon, you can turn it off with your emancipators. Because it only works if you either control no monsters or all monsters you control are chronomalies. So you have to keep that in mind. And now, before we get into the matches, I just real quickly want to go over the extra deck here. So Fiamma is basically, I mean, it's only better in Chronomaly specifically, but it's basically a better Sidra Infinity because it gets a little bit bigger. Unless Sidra Infinity takes your opponent's monsters, I don't remember. If it does, Sidra Infinity is better by far. We are playing Appaloosa, and this is the main reason for Needle Fiber. So, with Needle Fiber, your usual play isn't really going to be the Synchro, but to link it away with the Tuner after using your Emancipator, because all of your Tuners in this deck are Emancipators, to gain more advantage with Access Code, which is going to be your usual win condition. We are playing the Nightmare package. I really want to get rid of Gorgonic Guardian and Cerberus, because Cerberus is the most situational of the Nightmares that are actually good, and I can't even make the Gorgonic. So I could be playing Utopia double with Double or Nothing. That would cement OTKs more often, but I took the safer, slightly more consistent route with Utopia the Lightning, because I'm a control duelist. I like keeping myself safe, not just crashing my monsters into my opponent's monsters hoping they can't stop me. That's not my style. So, yeah, Brionic, because it gives us Grave Advantage and has Return to Hand removal. That's insane. Galleon Granite is basically a once-a-turn, search any of your rock monsters. Which, yeah, that's amazing. Appaloosa gives us a first turn play along with Fiamma and can then be used to go into Access Code. Again, Access Code is sort of your win condition in this deck. He's pretty much what you're going to win with every game. So, yeah, let's get into it. And I'm going to save this because I did make a slight change. So, one thing I do want to... I hate when it does that. So, I was going to do this video with someone I know named Goshko, but they've been a bit busy lately. Like, they're a really good duelist, and I regret being unable to do this with it. Oh my god. I can't believe I did this. I have to surrender, guys. I forgot to switch the deck over. I can't believe I did that. I should have expected that I was playing freaking Evil Eye last. One of my favorite things about Chronomaly is while they prefer to go first, they can go second. Well, okay, so like they're an OTK, But because they spam cards like Appaloosa, they love going second just as well. Okay, Powers Triathlon will allow me to normal summon Mangala Globe. And I still get my other normal summon too. So now, I can summon any Chronomaly monster I want from my deck. I'm going to choose Rocket. And then I'll use Rocket's effect to send, let's see here. I'm going to send Aztec Mask Golem to the graveyard. But yeah, I just love how even though it's an OTK based deck that wants to go first, Chronomaly can go second. It can. So I'm going to banish Aztec Mask Golem to summon Mangala Globe, I guess. Ice Dragon's Prison. I still have my other normal summon though. So what I can do here is I can summon Analyzer. And now you see I can special summon my other Rocket now. Next, I will link into Crystron Half-Librax. And then he calls out my Seeker. Oh, shoot. Does Seeker, Seeker only works when it's special summoned. That's unfortunate. So, but nothing I can do about it. So, why does Appaloosa never work for me? I guess I'll make Nightmare Phoenix. It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to go into access code. Now link them away to make access code talker. Activate access code, banish Half-Librax. Destroy my own card. Battle. Now, unfortunately, because you don't really have a card in this deck that can abuse access code and make him a one-shot, that's a little bit unfortunate, but oh well, nothing you can do about it. Now, here's the thing. I can't use Powers Triathlon now because I control access code. But what I can do is activate this. Banish Mangala Globe. And summon Rocket. And this guy is just playing hand traps and back row. You didn't steal my Rocket? That was a mistake. Okay, let's see here. Oh, he surrendered. Play next round. Side decking complete. Okay, this is a really good starting hand. Especially for going second. No, not Dogmatica. If we're facing Dogmatica Invoked, this is not going to end well. Okay, so I'm going to set my trap. And then I'm going to use Card Destruction. with a new hand comes a whole new perspective. Did I just quote the anime? I don't know. Chronomaly's still aren't the greatest deck ever. But yeah, you see, now we just gain all this advantage for no cost whatsoever. So the problem with my opponent's build here is they're running no actual monsters, it seems. Well, I mean, they've got that, but that seems to be their only monster. Okay, so... Oh. That had to be maybe the weirdest match. Okay. You know what? No, dude. It was the same guy. I don't want to face the same guy twice in the same video. Okay, we're going first. Okay. Not the most ideal hand. I mean, it's not quite a brick, exactly. Because I can use an Emperor Disc. And let's see here. Here we go. I'm trying to play with what I got. It doesn't really matter if he has, like, Infinite Impermanence or Effect Veiler, because not a monster effect. But Ash Blossom is a problem. So, not only was that not a great hand, but our opponent got, like, the single card that says no to what we did get. Although, what I don't understand is, why not just stop me at Never Disc? Why not just make it so I'm done on the first card I play? So we're facing Cyber Dragons. This is gonna be rough. I don't know what this deck can physically do against Cyber Dragons. Especially if they're playing the Duel Link style with back row and hand traps. I don't know what we can do against this specific archetype. And I'm trying to keep the whole screen in there, but trying to see what my opponent's doing and keep the whole match on screen is difficult. My opponent has Fatal. That fusion they just summoned can attack 3 times. Yeah, I mean, we bricked. It happens. Bricking will happen with any deck, especially without balance, which is something that you do have in Duel Links. Even though it's been nerfed to crap now and very few decks can actually use the skill, you still have it. Again, not a great hand. So, one thing I regret about what has just happened, and I freaking disconnected. But one thing I regret about the play I had just made there, this is going to be the last match because these take a lot longer than one game matches. One thing I regret about what happened there was the best I would have been able to do is Utopia the Lightning, which would have been fine going second, but going first, it wouldn't do anything. Although I could have also gone for Crystal Wing, I guess. Okay, this isn't terrible, because we opened Foolish Burial and Babylon. So, this hand isn't the worst hand we could have possibly gotten. And we lost connection again. Okay. Assuming we don't lose connection, last match. I said the last one would be the last match, but I wasn't expecting another disconnect. So I'm going to go second, because this deck is throwing the go second hands at me like it's nothing. Good thing I did, too. Wait. I don't know about this hand, honestly. Oh, wow. I mean, I lose my... Are you kidding me right now? Another disconnect? What is going on? That's what, 3-4 disconnections in a row? But the nice thing about Chronomaly is it's pretty equal on how it does going first or second, so you can sort of adjust to what you're playing against to sort of counter what they do. Like, if you're going against Control, you can go first to sort of screw them up, and you can play second against OTK to mess them up. Unless you're facing Dinos, which do the same thing but better. They also can go first or second, but they have way better plays than Chronomaly. Of course, Dinos are meta, so... This video may go a bit long. Heroes. I'm really not scared of heroes. I get everyone seems to think they're meta right now, but I don't know. Like, okay, so don't get me wrong. Heroes are good if they can go off. But most of the time, they're not going to go off. And usually, they're not going to have, unlike Duel Links, they're not going to have mask change set up half the time to dodge negates and that kind of thing. Even though the negate would still stop the effect. So, I don't know. I don't find heroes as good as everyone else does. And I tried playing them. I talked to my guy to get a little advice on them, and honestly, I was having the same problem as Chronomaly's with dying to losing my normal summon. Only the thing is, I'd actually say Chronomaly is better than Heroes, because while their plays get shut down by losing their normal summon, they can come back on the next turn. Usually when they lose their normal summon, they're set up so that next turn they don't have to have their normal summon. But Heroes, on the other hand, all their searching involves normal summoning. And the other thing is, Chronomaly can go second. I don't know why this guy chose to go first. Oh wait, didn't I choose first? Anyways, I'm gonna activate Analyzer. So with this hand, we do have multiple ways to play through a negate, because we drew so many Emancipators. We will not just die to normal summon loss. I mean, I guess Darklaw is a threat. Can I just play the card, please? I don't care how many heroes you search, dude. Heroes... what you have on the field right now is not going to hurt my plays until I have cards go to my graveyard, which, yes, sending cards to my graveyard is gonna hurt. But not being able to do that, it will hurt. But it's not like I can't play through that. I can actually play through it pretty easily. Now, because I control non-chronomalies, I can't use Crystal Skull. Well, it is a once per turn effect anyways. Alright, so now I'm going to summon my... Let's see here. Oh, I could go Brionic. But let's start with Utopia. And then I'm going to special summon Maui. Then I will go into... Let's do a half a Lillabrax. Activate half a Lillabrax. Summon Researcher. Tribute summon to a Guardian. Go in for access code. I mean, not... Well, yeah, we are, but... Wait, did I just link away access code for... No, I didn't, so why can I not summon access code? Whatever. So we want Dark Law gone. Now those cards do get banished, but it's nothing I can't survive. So we have a board with a 4 negate out of 1 monster, 2 beaters, and Utopia the Lightning. This is a dangerous board, especially after they lost Dark Law. Now here's the thing. Appaloosa can stop my opponent from searching Polymerization, or sending Malicious to the graveyard. However, if my opponent can get off another summon, and they happen to have Plasma, they stand a fighting chance. I can just keep negating my opponent. 4 negates in 1 turn is really hard to play through. Especially when you're staring down a card like Utopia the Lightning at the same time. I can just negate it again. My opponent ran down their resources. And now if I happen to make access code, my opponent's pretty much done for. Even if I don't, I've pretty much got this one. I mean, there's a chance he could come back still, but it's incredibly low. Oh. My opponent was lucky enough to make Malicious Bane. Yeah, I did say there's a chance, but I didn't expect them to manage that easily. Crap, except the turn it's sent to the graveyard. All I can do now is set a card. So, I think what killed me was actually Appaloosa. Not so much having it, more the way I used it. I think I was hasty with my negates. I probably should have saved it to negate the correct cards instead of just trying to stop my opponent from doing anything. That was on me. I still don't find heroes that good. In Duel Links, they're insane, but I still don't find the deck that good in TCG because it's very, very easy to shut them down. Dark Law did some damage. Not gonna lie, Dark Law screwed me up. And my opponent played Infinite Impermanence, and it still worked on my card. I always forget that effect is not like Dragon Spirit of Light, which you're probably thinking, why the heck am I bringing up a Blue Eyes? Well, yeah, Blue Eyes are kind of meta in Duel Links. Now, I'm going to equip my Utopia to it. My opponent could have ended it and they chose not to. That was a costly mistake. Mangala Globe. Banish the trap because I can't recover it anyways. Activate Mangala Globe. And let's see here. I will summon Tuspa Rocket. And then with Tuspa Rocket, I'll send Golden Jet to the graveyard. Weakening Malicious Bane. Then I'll activate Chronomaly City Babylon. Summon Golden Jet. Probably could have chosen a better card than Golden Jet. I'm just trying to get through this board at this point. At this point, I'm having a lot of trouble dealing with the beaters. Okay, let's see here. I can insert. Let's see. So, I have to control an Emancipator. I have to control no monsters. Have to control a rock monster. Activate. Sorry about any background noise. My sister's vacuuming right on top of me. Upstairs. Okay, doesn't really matter. Alright, Cerberus, I guess. I can't do anything at this point. I had a last-ditch hope for access code, and I couldn't get at it. That was just a case of a really good player with crazy luck. Now I know, though, that my opponent is playing heroes. So let's see here. If my opponent is playing heroes, we want to go second. We don't want them getting their plays for going second off. Best they're going to really do going first is Dark Law, which if they make Dark Law, we're pretty much screwed. Okay, they didn't pull much off. But I've never seen heroes playing any sort of back row. Alright, Foolish Burial. Now, I need to calculate this. If I send... I think I'm just going to send Nephrodisc. Activate Palace. Summon Mangala Globe. Summon my Emancipator. Activate my Emancipator. Come on, Rock Monster. Darn it. Special summon. Gonna set this. Okay, not gonna do that. I can't risk my opponent having the back row. I can't risk the battle traps. Evenly matched. If your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can make your opponent banish cards from their face down. Banish cards from their field face down so they control the same number of cards you do. That's... That is broken, and I'm gonna start running evenly matched now. Evenly matched is broken. Holy crap. Because, I mean, like, you could literally set evenly matched and have a bunch, or not even set it, but just, like, have it in a bunch of hand traps. And you can just completely obliterate your opponent's board. And you never even have to place a card on the field. You can literally leave your opponent completely vulnerable, let them waste all their resources by using your Ash Blossom or Infinite Impermanence, Effect Veiler, that kind of thing, to stop their searches. And then drop that when they're out of cards in their hand and they can no longer play. And then if they can't play from exclusively the graveyard... Oh, I'm stupid. I have to end my turn. If they can't play exclusively from the graveyard and banish pile, they've pretty much been taken out. I mean, that's ridiculous. That is truly, truly insane. This trap is useful. You don't still have to control the monster. You just have to summon it. So, thanks to that card, I'm able to make this powerful negate. No point in putting it on Utopia the Lightning. No, I'll wait for you to activate your Dystopia. Because that thing can remove a card on my field. I don't want that. Dark Law. So, don't get me wrong. I never said heroes don't have good cards. They do. They have good cards. They're just easy to stop. That's all I said. I just said that they're easy to counter. I never really said they don't have good stuff. It's just a lot of the time, they're going to have trouble getting to that good stuff. I've lost Utopia the Lightning. That is very, very bad. But it is what it is. This is going to be a long video, but I didn't expect all those disconnects. Kudos to this guy, though. Even though I never really saw heroes as a very powerful deck, because they're very easy to stop, and as far as their plays that allow them to recover like gods, It's pretty bricky. That's why I don't think heroes are that great. Not because they don't have good stuff. But this guy clearly knew how to play through that. I never thought of heroes as a back row deck. I don't think in TCG anyone thinks of anything except, well, like Eldritch as a back row oriented deck. It's just not something you expect. Okay, so I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place here. View my graveyard. I'm frozen. There we go. Attach Nephrodisc, hope that it gives me enough attack power. It gave me just enough to beat over it. And you're gonna make Dark Line instead. I'll just destroy Dark Line battle. Attack and turn. I mean, we're probably gonna lose this just because we are out of resources, okay? If my opponent can get through my Xyz here, that's GG. That's all it will take. We are out of resources to make any more plays. Although Net for Disc will help correct that. This has been a good match. I'll give it to him. This guy knows what the heck he is doing. Okay. Nightmare Unicorn is the monster pop, right? You can discard one card and target one card on the... Yeah. Yeah, it's Nightmare Unicorn we want. Mask change again. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting really sick of non-stop mask change. Yeah, you see, I'm out of resources. I don't have anything to take advantage of my graveyard. I have no hands. A 2600 beater might be all my opponent needs to win. Because, okay, if Researcher doesn't search something absolutely broken for me here, I'm screwed. Well, I'm screwed. I have 0 plays left. It's over. I mean, it was a good match. While I don't see the deck overall as that broken, I will admit, this guy knew how to build it, and he knew how to play the game. I'm going to send him a GGWP here, because it wasn't the deck that beat me here. It was the player. I legitimately could not stop the player. I don't find heroes too good, though you know how to play them, well, you are a good player. That found a way. Oh, well, I'm not sending that message because I disconnected. But anyways, this has been the Chronomaly deck profile. So as you can see, even though I don't find heroes that great, they did manage to compete with a deck that's pretty far up there on the meta. I mean, even though I don't see them as very good, clearly they do something powerful. Clearly they can play through these weaknesses I've noticed, because if they are meta, there is a reason. And yeah, I'm not gonna talk any longer because this is already an hour-long video. So I am gonna fix this deck a little bit. I'm gonna add evenly matched in place of the technology. I'm going to replace the Gorgonic because it's just bad in this deck. And yeah, maybe I'll do an updated version of this deck if they ever get more support. They still need more support.